morning, and well, every Wednesday we always have a chat with Sonia about insurance tips. And now, is this number 3?
This is number 3 in
This
a
is number
series.
3 in a 3-part series.
Yeah.
About how to handle your insurance needs.
Yeah, somebody asked me what insurance that I think was the most important for people to carry, and that's a tough question, but there were 3 that I thought of that we should talk about. And the first one was for businesses or individuals, which is a high liability and umbrella. And then the second one was employee practices liability for businesses. And so today is the third one, and it is cyber data breach liability.
Ooh.
And that's for
They're taking this really serious.
Yeah, they are. And this again is for businesses that, I think that if you have any information that is private, which is pretty much anything that you can't find on Google. So if you have your clients' information, whether it's their credit cards, their social security numbers, just any information that you have, you could be liable if something happens and that data is stolen or compromised in some way. And so that's what these policies are. And this is something that's interesting because it's changing all the time. The way that they get to people, they being the hackers or the thieves or the criminals, the way that they get, these things that come up, it's such a changing, growing, evolving thing that the insurance has to keep up with it. And it's interesting because there's not really any one standard form, there's several. And so I think that if you have a business, if you have any kind of information that's private, you should look into this coverage. And there's several different types of coverages within those policies that you should look at.
How easy, I guess, or hard is it nowadays? Y'all have to deal with this as people hacking into these things.
I know, just as soon as we figure a way to, I say we, like I have anything to do with it, computer people, experts, as soon as they build walls to keep this from happening, they figure out another way in. So, you're very responsible to do the best. Just because, I'm not at all recommending you just buy insurance so you don't have to worry about keeping that stuff safe. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you did everything you could to keep that information safe, and unfortunately, they still got it. And we hear about the big ones. Like, we used to joke, every time Rick would go to a store that he normally didn't go to, they would have a breach.
They would have a breach.
Yeah, because he would never go to a particular home improvement store because he didn't like their NASCAR driver, but the other one was It's the truth.
Rick's tough to shop.
But the one time that the place that we always went was out, and we went to that other one, they had a breach, and then same thing with the Target. So anyway, But what we don't think about as much as a small business, because first of all, the criminals probably assume that a small business may not have the sophisticated systems and that kind of thing, so they're easier targets. But a statistic that I think is sobering is that it is estimated that 60% of small businesses close their doors within 6 months of a data breach. Because first of all, they have the breach where they're responsible, but then the notification laws are incredibly cumbersome, difficult. They don't have anyone to help them. They don't know what to do. And then the other one that's also sobering is 19% of small businesses will have a breach of some type within the next 2 years. So,
what businesses are typically hit? Are they more financial institutions, or is it people who take a lot of credit card information? Or who?
Those are the ones we hear about. But really, anybody that has information can have this happen. And I don't know if y'all have heard of some of where they'll hold your data for ransom. They'll take your stuff. They'll take your stuff and they'll say, if you don't give us X amount of money, we're going to send this out. And we hear of the high profile ones, but we don't hear about the smaller business, and they're just as susceptible to having this kind of loss.
What are some of these hackers looking for? Are they looking for social security numbers? Are they looking for credit card numbers? Or is it all the above?
Just any information. Of course, they can hurt you with some information worse than others, I guess, if they have your credit card or your social. But there's just so many different things that they can do. And so, as the person that's responsible for that information, as far as the business, you just need to take that very seriously. And if you do purchase the insurance or you look into the insurance, what I think is as valuable, if not more valuable than the insurance, is the assistance that insurance company will give you to protect that information and help you. And then, heaven forbid, you do have a breach. Some of the policies, and this is an important coverage, will help with the notification process, because the notification process, like as an example, a couple weeks ago, our son that's in college, his check card for bank card
Right.
was compromised. So they had to call him, then they had to mail him something, and then they had to send him a new car. And you think about, okay, that's one person, but you're a small business and there's all this stuff and you don't know the legalities of what you have to do because nobody's taught you what to do. You're just, and so those insurance companies will help assist. If that coverage is on the policy, they'll help with the notification, which is a big deal.
Are small companies, small business, stuff like that, when they're susceptible to this sort of situation, they're responsible for any kind of damages to the customer, right?
Very likely, yes, they are.
And so that's probably a big reason why a lot of them shut down. That's why they need to get this type of insurance to cover themselves. Because, you seriously could lose your business over this.
Yeah, and like I said, at least just look at it. Just know what's available, what the premium is. If you don't have a big exposure, your premium's not going to be very much. So, at least just be aware. Because like I always say, you don't want to find out after something's happened. You want to find out before so that you're not shocked. You want to know what's available, what you can do, and then be prepared and deal with things as they come up.
Now, folks are out there listening today, business owners or whomever, thinking, man, this might be something I need to look into. Who do they need to call and all that
Well,
good
you
stuff?
can call us at 940-549-2525. You can come see us second floor, Sierra Bank Building, or visit us at www.bryanins.com.
Thank you very much,
Very good.
Sonia. Sonia
Thank you very
Edwards
much.
from Bryan Insurance on Y100.5 FM. Glad you're here.